Hi Pisces, welcome back to the channel. All right, so we're going to be doing your next chapter ahead, what you can expect moving into your next chapter, which is happening right now. Sorry that I took so long to do your reading. It's just because it landed right before the holidays and I just took that time to relax and be with my family. But now we're back. And the two cards that you're pulling for your next chapter initially, we have Mars, which is the planet of action. And then we have Pisces. You're pulling your own energy, Pisces, which is the zodiac of the mystic. And you know that zodiac very well because you're a Pisces, right? Or you have a placement of Pisces that's of significance for you. Okay, so first and foremost, with that Mars energy, you can find that this next chapter is going to be full of desire, going after your wildest dreams, the things that you desire most in life. You're going to feel very attracted to. You may start to see little glimpses that your life is elevating in the way that you see it for yourself. And I feel like there's a big, strong motivation or determination to reach that point in your life. Whatever you see ahead of you that you know that you're already a part of, that you witnessed within your dreams, your visualizations. I see you making practical steps, moving towards that. And Mars is very fast energy. So you could see that you're reaching your manifestations quite quicker than your peers, your family, your friends. You're just able to like spot out what you want and go after it full force and receive it really fast. Okay. So this is going to be a very exciting time for you. And I'm really excited for you to see how it unfolds. You could be also moving into a time where you may be more impulsive. This could be a good thing, and it also could be a negative thing. So it can be positive in the way that when you're not thinking too much, you're not getting yourself into this revolving loop in your head before doing something. You're actually trusting yourself and going after it. It could be a little negative if you're someone with that Pisces energy that you make emotional decisions. So watch yourself. This can be like emotional spending or shopping, you know. This could be emotionally acting out. So you want to watch yourself, especially with that Pisces energy combined with that Mars. Something could be very triggering for you as well that makes you act out of sorts. But of course, it could have a positive outcome. So you just want to like gauge yourself. If you're going to make an impulsive decision, make sure that it's getting you out of your comfort zone, but not hindering you in some way. You're going to be way more courageous or brave with that strength card energy, Leo energy, fearless, putting yourself out there. You having a big force behind you, so you could see that your spirit guides, that your angels, your ancestors, and even God could be really pushing you ahead, pushing you off the cliff into your deepest desires. There's a lot of heat, so heat energy is very big. Medically, this can mean you're getting really hot, so you could be sweating a lot during this time. So watch out for that. You may need to change up your routine for that. Okay. But it's just that energy, that fire inside of you that's kind of gauging you towards your next direction. So it is what it is. Also, strength. So if you've been wanting to go into the gym, you've been wanting to become like a marathon runner, a jogger, you've been wanting to do more physical activities, then this is a good time for you to start. You could be very successful in that. Um, Now, also very competitive, which is good. I feel like everybody needs a good challenge in their life, and you may find that you're way more fit for the challenges, that you're actually coming out as number one. Because Mars makes me think of Aries energy, which is like the first zodiac number one. So, a lot of things that you're going to try during this season, you're going to be number one, or you're going to be coming out as the victor or victorious, or just having a lot of achievements right in front of everyone's faces. So again, there's that energy of like, oh, I'm getting things done faster than anyone around me, and it feels really good. Okay. Okay. Again, working out, being very excited. So life is becoming exciting for you again. There could be some type of freedom that you're having in this chapter, some newfound freedom that's making it very exciting about what you can explore, what you can get your hands into. Um, Again, there's that energy of heat. So sweating, but also thirst, being very thirsty. I know that sounds crazy. Hopefully, you're not thirsty for these hoes, but you are like needing to drink more water, needing to hydrate yourself, needing to incorporate electrolytes into your water. You can do this with some sea salt, Celtic salt, and you can put a little bit of lemon in your water and you can stay hydrated, or you can buy like those electrolyte packets. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you're regulating your temperature and also your dehydration, because that you're more prone to that during this chapter. You could become a little bit more impatient, so you're really wanting to get things done. Anger is one thing, but this is the thing, you could be getting angrier about things that you feel like are disrespectful towards you or you just don't resonate with. But with that Pisces energy, it's an energy of bottling up your anger. So I could see you getting angry, being triggered by people who may be messing with you, but not exposing your anger to them, kind of keeping it very reserved, being very emotionally mature, and maybe just having like this disappearing act. So you could be more prone to ghosting people with Mars and Pisces together. You could be prone to ghosting people that piss you off or that trigger you in some way. Not really addressing the problem, not confronting it, because that Pisces energy is very like, passive. You may just ghost, okay? So look out for that. You definitely are going to have a big leadership. Like I said, you're number one. So you are kind of leading the way for your friends, your peers, coworkers, family, lovers. You just have a great sense of leadership. A lot of willpower, a lot of determination, a lot of drive, a lot of motivation. And last but not least, Mars talks about your sex life, or it talks more so not about your sex life, but your sex drive. Very horny, very kinky, very ready to take someone down. So, your sex life definitely is going to be more exciting during this season if you've been waiting for that, okay? All right. Also, with that Mars energy, in this chapter, you'll be attracting a lot of Aries individuals and a lot of Scorpio individuals. I don't know how you feel about that. Scorpio is your water sign, family. I don't know how you feel about that, but you will be attracting a lot of Aries and Scorpio. So look out for that in this next chapter that you're moving into. All right, Pisces energy. You already know about Pisces energy. You are Pisces energy. This next chapter is going to continue to be very imaginative for you. You are still going to be a compassionate heart. You could be continuing some type of healing. So you could be healing from something from your past. You're continuing that in this next chapter. You're not done yet. You definitely have an empathetic spirit, very compassionate towards others' feelings and what they're going through, a great listener, very mystical. So you could be really getting into your mystical or magical spirit and, creating new things, manifesting new things, putting a lot of intention behind it. Also very dreamy, so very into your visualizations or dreaming about your future, dreaming about what you want and actually having it come towards you or come true faster with that Mars energy. Okay, could be spending some time near water. So I see you being near an ocean or maybe a large body of water like a lake, but more so an ocean. So maybe there's a significant trip coming up for you, or you'll be traveling somewhere that's seaside, or even if you live in a place that's very oceanic or seaside energy, you're maybe going and visiting the water more often, going to the beach more often, going to the lake more often, really becoming one with that energy. Very emotional. Be careful of escapism. Escapism is again positive or negative. You can have positive escapism. Maybe when you're stressed out, you do something positive to kind of not be so stressed and get your mind off of things. But escapism can also be a way of avoiding responsibility. So make sure you're not doing that because that will set you back. And yeah, that's just really it. I feel like you're becoming super imaginative, super optimistic, where you may not be so logical about your dreams, but you're going to be showing people how that works out for you, because even people who are super realistic, who are looking at you and saying, oh, Pisces has their rose colored glasses on, Pisces head is in the clouds, you're going to be showing them how you manifest things really quickly by being your imaginative self. So there's a lot of proving points in this next chapter, proving your point, proving people wrong, proving people who didn't believe in you wrong, that type of thing. It feels very positive and very reassuring for you, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into your reading. All right, so I just pulled some more oracle before we jump into the tarot. And on the bottom of the deck, Pisces, we do have the elephant. So you're like the gentle giant, which makes a lot of sense because I always say about Aries that they're the giant of the zodiac. And then here you come embodying that Mars energy, and you're like the gentle giant of the elephant, which is a very majestic creature. Okay. So, with that energy of the elephant, you can find yourself being very gentle in your approach, having a lot of lucid dreams, keeping your wits about you, being very powerful, having great wisdom, um, trusting, maybe working on your trust. Okay, so if you had trust concerns or trust issues from the past, working that out, trusting new people, allowing new people in your circle. Also, you'll be able to easily remove obstacles or easily overcome obstacles, which is really nice. You also could have the spirit or the gift of telepathy or telepathic energy. So there could be someone that maybe you are in separation with that you guys send those subliminals back and forth. And very supportive person you will be as well in this next chapter, okay? All right, we also have birds here, and we also have teacup. Now, birds for me always talks about like conversation, chatting, getting information from other people, gossip. So you may find yourself swept up in a lot of conversation, a lot of talking, gossip, things like that, but also getting some very valuable information, people telling you their secrets, things like that. Birds talks about communication, negotiation, being very chatty, being very like debative or debating a lot, discussing things, flighty energy, okay? Nervousness, ADHD. Okay, making contact. So, someone that you've been in separation with, making more contact with them in this next chapter. Noisy energy. Now, I could see your voice probably traveling, maybe because of the excitement of this next chapter, but I also see you being very sensitive to a lot of noises or being overstimulated with that ADHD energy that comes out in this card. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but it's right there, okay? Texting or calling someone, or someone texts or calls you. So definitely if you're in separation from someone or you have like a wonky relationship with someone, I see a lot of communication, but I also feel like this person, um they're seeing how you're changing in some way, and it makes them nervous. Like you're becoming more confident, you're becoming more visible, you are going after your goals. Maybe when you talk to them, you're telling them all these things that you got done in your life. They feel like they don't match up to that. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be with this person, but it does feel like a little bit of intimidation. We have teacup here. Teacup talks about you containing your emotions. So remember, Mars can talk about anger. And when it comes to how someone made you angry, or if someone really disrespected you in some way or triggered you in a bad place, I see you containing that. But I also feel like you're going to be a big ghoster in this chapter. So we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of comfort coming towards you, a lot of calming energy coming towards you. You could be getting really into culture or really just interested in culture, new foods, new cultures, new areas, traveling, getting to know people of different cultures. You're also following some type of tradition. Okay, so there's that, being more traditional, having a lot of warmth to you, setting yourself up for success with some type of daily ritual, whether that's like mindfulness or just, trying to work on maybe procrastination, so being more organized. But there's a daily ritual that you will get in sync with very quickly with that Mars energy that's going to set you up for success. And I also feel like working out is going to be a part of your ritual as well, which is very healing. And it's very beautiful too, because I always think about working out as like, if we're all characters in this game of life, it's like modifying your character and like, getting more muscle, getting a bigger butt, strengthening your legs, or even getting healthier. If you're someone who deals with pain, working out can kind of alleviate that so that you're able to be more flexible and not go through pain. So there's something here in your ritual which includes working out, making more time for you, so having more me time or you time, social connections, okay, as well. Hospitality, so either receiving great grand gestures of hospitality from friends or family, or you giving that to people as well. But I feel like you're receiving and giving it in the same breath. So having people that really nurture you, finding a good tribe or social circle that really nurtures you and kind of like treats you like royalty, and you doing the same for them. And this also will be a period of reflection for you. All right, so with that being said, let's jump into your reading, Pisces. All right, Spirit, give me some messages for Pisces. What can you tell me? What can you tell me for my Pisces? What can they expect during this next chapter that they're walking through at this time? What can you tell me? All right, we have the sun on this side of the deck right here, the sun. Also under that is the Two of Cups, so there's a very positive connection coming towards you. Now, this is the Two of Cups that's facing the negative side, so it's almost like you and someone are going to meet in very unlikely circumstances. Could be in the midst of drama, could be when someone's going through an ending, could be through someone's transformation that hasn't been so nice. You're meeting someone and you guys are becoming the light of each other's lives. There's also a lot of exposure coming from that. So, like exposing yourself, talking about your challenges, your struggles, or this person doing that towards you is very, very positive here. And I feel like the thing that you and this person are going to bond over is childlike energy. Someone makes you feel young again. Someone brings out your playful side, your silly side. It's not so serious with this person. They don't take themselves too seriously. This person doesn't mind making a fool of themselves in front of you. It's not going to hurt their ego. So there's a very refreshing connection coming towards you very soon, whether that's a friend or even romantically, okay? Or even family. Now on the other side here, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. Now the Six of Wands in reverse could be your concern. Maybe someone feels like they had a fall from grace. Like, I used to be over here, I used to be on top, and I kind of dwindled because I've been through so much. You're about to reverse that. I just see this next chapter being so refreshing in the fact that you're getting things done. You're super motivated. You wake up every day with high energy and you get shit done, which allows you to have a lot of progress and a lot of success. I also see you being number one. So if you felt this way, Pisces, if you felt like you had some type of dig at your reputation, or people have been overlooking you, or you're not getting justice in how much effort you give out there, that is changing for the better, okay? This will not remain. You're walking into a very, very, very exhilarating time for you, especially with this Ace of Wands. Now, this is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So you had some type of false start recently where you felt like you were going to have your big break and then things could have come crashing down, or it just was a very lackluster outcome. You're about to stop into your chapter where every intention that you put out there will be seen, and I see you making fast progress and also getting a lot of recognition, being very successful in your pursuits, okay? All right, so the cards coming out for you, Pisces, we do have the Three of Pentacles here. We have the Two of Swords. And then we also have the Four of Wands, okay? I see a relationship for you in this next chapter. You're going to be in a relationship, a very positive one, with someone who's on the same level as you, or someone who puts in equal effort as you, okay? So someone who really wants to build some type of foundation, and they're dating for long term. They're dating for some type of legacy, for some type of strong foundation. They definitely want to take something very seriously with you, and you guys are building some type of empire together, or a home together, or this is just a very serious relationship coming towards you. All right. I also see with the Two of Swords that you're going to be caught up in the middle of other people's drama. The good thing is that it's not your drama, but I do see you being tugged to two different sides. So you may find that your friends are fighting, family is fighting around you. At work, maybe it's like coworkers against the management. You seem to be playing the safe role where you're kind of like riding the fence, but you also have like this smart energy of not getting involved on either side, letting them work it out. Because even with the Four of Wands being here, it does talk about two people who are fighting that will eventually work it out. And you don't want to pick a side and then get X'd out. You stood up for your friend, then they get back with their boyfriend, and then now their boyfriend doesn't want you around. That kind of energy. So I see you being very smart and not sticking up for either side until they're able to commence or work it out themselves. But this seems to be a repeating pattern for you over and over in this chapter, where people kind of like put you in the middle of things. And it could also be the chatty energy of the birds, where you always kind of know what's going on in people's personal lives because they open up to you, and then they want you to form a stance, but they're not completely sure if they're moving away from that situation. So it's just best for you to play dumb or just to sit in the middle and just let them work it out, okay? What I love the most about your reading for your next chapter is the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles talks about when you have moving parts in your life, you feel like you're getting a lot of things done. You're being very productive. So you have a lot of progress each week, each month, just getting shit done, getting closer to your goals. Three of Pentacles also talks about partnerships. So no matter if it's in your friendships or family or even love, you can find that you're attracting people who want to have a balanced connection with you, that are giving to you, offering their help or reliability where you need it. And you're never for a lack. You're never feeling alone. You're never feeling like you don't have someone to call on a bad day. You always feel like you have someone around you who has your best interest at heart and has your back and is super reliable, and someone who gives you equal give and take. So no matter what this is, if it's in work, you can find that you're becoming more productive, you're moving towards your goals, you're getting more things done, and you also have supportive coworkers or management that is aiding you in your success. Or if it's family, you may feel like family's actually, doing their part, coming through for you when you need them and showing you that they care through acts of service. Same thing with friends or a lover, okay? So I really love the Three of Pentacles because it just talks about support, and we all need support in this life, okay? All right, let's go ahead and clarify these cards and see what's going on for my Pisces. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like people are coming through for you that you really didn't expect. Because with that Mars energy, it is an energy of like individualism, being very independent. But you will find that you have people that you can rely on in this next chapter, which is really nice. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles for Pisces. Okay. All right. We have the Three of Pentacles being clarified by sweetheart and a blessing. So I do see a very beautiful romantic connection coming towards you, Pisces, that is going to be a big blessing. Something that you've been manifesting is coming towards you. Like I said, this person has sun energy, so they could be a Leo. They could be an Aries or a Scorpio possibly, or have those placements in their chart. They definitely are someone who is coming towards you to aid you and not take from you, okay? So it feels like you got very lucky in your love life. You have a true partner here. You have someone that you can rely on. No matter what you need, they're going to come through for you. They will make sure to find whatever resource that they have to make sure that you're not lacking for anything, and it feels really nice. Tell me more about this. For my Pisces, tell me about Pisces here with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, I was just thinking about this today. I don't know why I was. Sometimes when I wake up every day, I think about a certain card in the zodiac, and I think about like the different meanings that could mean. Or I think about a situation and I try to think about a card that can reference that. And today I was thinking about neurodivergent people. And I was thinking about, like autism, ADHD, or, some other neurodivergent, um, thing. And I was thinking of the Page of Swords. So I don't know if your person, first of all, when I think about the Page of Swords, I think about someone who's highly intelligent, but very curious, like very, very curious about life. They like to research, they like to explore. The same as like when you have a pet, maybe like a cat, and you bring like you just bought a new TV. So you put the box on the floor, you're taking the TV out, you're hanging it up, and all the cat wants to do is like surround the TV, walk around the TV, jump in the box, jump out. They're sniffing it. It's a curiosity energy. So I feel like your person here is super intelligent and very curious about you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now, what's interesting about this person too is the 5 of Cups. They experienced some type of letdown in their past that they spent too much time focusing on. So I feel like when they meet you, or this person who's coming towards you, Pisces, they just want to get out of the past. They want to get out of the sunken place. They kind of feel like, I wasn't really looking for love, but I should stop thinking about my past because it only brings me down when I think about what happened to me. And there's a certain curiosity that this person has, and they're researching you, or they're keeping a close eye on you. They could be snooping, not in a negative way, in a very positive way, just trying to learn every facet of you. And it feels like this person's really into you. They also may be happy that they're able to distract themselves from their past disappointments. So if they went through a bad breakup, if someone in their life passed on, or if they went through some type of deep disappointment, they're tired of dwelling on the past. They want to make something new of their future to look forward to. And this is kind of like the place that this person is in when they're coming towards you. But there is neurodivergent energy, okay? So I don't know if you guys will pick up on that or not, but someone here is very neurodivergent, very intelligent person, very keen, very perceptive. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Someone also could have a job or getting a job in security. Okay. So with that Page of Swords with the 3 of Pentacles, someone could work for security or be getting a job in security that's coming towards you. So look out for that. All right. Anything else about this connection, this situation? Like cybersecurity, or just, securing an area. I don't know. Or someone could have a deep interest into like security, like they are buying a whole bunch of Ring cameras. They're setting up cameras around your home. They're helping you set up a camera, things like that. I don't know. All right. We have the 2 of Pentacles here. So it feels like when you meet this person, you could be already dealing with something else very significant. So may not be the person that's in your life right now. Could be someone coming in soon in this next chapter. It does feel like you have options when this person is coming in. They will be taking you by storm because they're showing up as a true, reliable partner. When you're in need of something, this person is showing up for you, and that's going to be very significant and may even change the outcome between you two. If you thought you guys were just going to be friends, then it turns to love. There's something here where this person's super reliable, and that's going to stand out to you in a major way, okay? Now let's talk about the 2 of Swords here and how you could be caught in the middle of something in this next chapter. What does that mean for you? Clarify the 2 of Swords for my Pisces. Also, sorry, I have to say this. When I was thinking about the Page of Swords as neurodivergent, I was thinking of someone's child. So if you have a child who is on the spectrum of some sort, you could be like tired of living in the past, like wondering what happened, or what happened, what did I do wrong, why can't the medical staff help me with certain things. Maybe you didn't receive help with your child in some way, or even from the medical field, the medical staff, you feel like they're not really taking your concerns seriously. Or you could have a lot of like what's the right word? You could, with that 5 of Swords, 5 of Swords is like dwelling in the past. So you could have been really sad about something in the past that happened with your child that you're wanting to move past. And I feel like you're going to receive the help. Like you're attracting friends, family, and a love that is very intentional. with your child or there to support you in any way that you feel unsupported. This could even be like a single parent, whether you're a single dad or a single mom. It could have been really hard for you trying to figure things out and give your child the care that they need. And you're about to receive that help in a very big way. So I just want to not, I wanted to make sure I scratched the surface with that. Okay. All right. Two of Swords is being clarified by, sorry, I'm laughing because of this. Two of Swords is being clarified by libation and endorsement. Endorsement is being bribed or persuaded to be on someone's side with the Two of Swords. So you're going to be caught in the middle where someone's trying to persuade you that they're right, that the other person is wrong, blah, blah, blah. Your best intentions is to be of libation and just wish this person well. If your mom is fighting with their boyfriend, their new boyfriend, it's like, I support you, mom, but I wish you guys the best. I wish that you guys can work things out because they are going to work it out. And there's no reason for you to get yourself in a huff when someone's going to work it out with the person that they're crying to you about. Okay. So this could come through your friends. This may happen multiple times because this is a big theme in this next chapter. Now, if this is you, that you're trying to get people on your side about someone that you're fighting with, apply the same thing. Know that people feel weird or awkward about supporting you so heavily because they may feel like you're going to get back together with the person. You're going to be friends with this person again. You guys are going to reconcile. So it just depends. But I see you getting caught up into this multiple times and maybe with different situations, not the same situation over and over again, but multiple times where people want you to be on their side, support them loudly, do something about the situation just for them to go back and reconcile. So that's what I'm seeing here. Can you tell me about this instance for Pisces? Maybe you're used to this, Pisces, and it drains you, to get involved in other people's drama. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Knight of Wands talks about impulsive action. So someone impulsively calling you, cursing out their person. Oh, I hate this person. They did this to me all over again. Can you believe that? Aren't you upset for me? Very impulsive. Eventually, I do see that this person will eventually walk away from the situation, but it's very wise for you not to get involved until they freaking walk away, because I feel like this person has reconciled in the situation over and over again. So it may be an energy of like the boy who cries wolf, where someone's coming and complaining to you about someone that they've always complained about, and you're just like, I'm not getting involved because you always go back, and then finally they do decide to leave. So someone very significant in your life could be finally leaving a bad situation where hopefully you won't be thrown into the chaos ever again. So that may be a big revelation for you, or something that's healing for you. If it's someone that you really care about, like a mother or a father or a friend, and you're seeing them actually empower themselves and walk away finally. But I do see them trying to get you involved, and you just kind of have to stick to your guns, because too many times this person has fixed things with the person that they're complaining to you about. So you're kind of just needing to stay in your own lane and just watch this person. During the season, they will end that, which will also possibly be good for you because it ends maybe drama that's brought to your door. So I do see that someone's finally walking away from someone that they complain about all the time, which is really nice. Okay. So that's good. And I also feel like part of the reason that they are walking away is because people are not caring no more. People can't care if you keep coming towards us with the same situation. So this person's like, I don't have anybody to like calm me down, so I need to make the steps to move away. And they actually are doing it. Okay. Now let's talk about your household or this relationship that you're coming into very soon. With that Four of Wands, very positive. All right, clarify the Four of Wands for Pisces. All right, so there's someone here who feels like they're cursed in love or they're cursed in relationships or even trying to build stability in their life. They feel like something always comes crashing down. So when this opportunity comes to establish some type of relationship or move in together or get married or whatever the Four of Wands means, someone's very hesitant about this. They just don't want to, if this person feels like bad luck, they don't want to bring bad luck into the situation by making such a heavy commitment and then it falling through. So there's someone here who feels like they just always get the short end of the stick, or they're always cursed here. But there's a relationship approaching whoever this person is. So it's like either you self-sabotage and you'll never know, or you go for it and just try to work it out. All right, so let's see what's going to happen in this Four of Wands energy. Ooh, this is going to last. This is going to last. Ten of Pentacles. A very strong investment behind a relationship. And Ten of Pentacles has longevity. It's long term. This could be your forever person. This is the person that you're building a foundation with, a family with. You could be getting married to. A very strong foundation that's being built. And it has longevity. It's long lasting. And there's a big investment from both parties going in that makes it so fruitful. But I see initially when you meet this person or when you guys start to talk about maybe deeper commitments, they start to show very self-sabotagey energy with that Seven of Swords. They come off a little bit slick, like, what are you doing behind the scenes? You're being a little bit more secretive. You're being untrustworthy. You're doing things that make me feel like you don't want this. And I feel like this person is acting this way because they're almost trying to not become detected of this curse energy. They don't want someone to look at them as the bad guy or the bad girl. And they also are trying to avoid whatever it is that ends a lot of their connections in disaster. What this person cannot see is that maybe they were in the wrong environments. Maybe they were going after the wrong people. Maybe they were deceiving themselves and also bringing that bad luck into their own connections. Something is totally different where someone doesn't have to hesitate about it. But because of their past, it feels like they get very scared to fuck this up, basically, okay? Let's see what's going on with whoever this is. It has longevity, though, so that's the only thing. I feel like once this person's able to move past this, things will be smooth sailing or just fine. They have to get out their own head here with the Seven of Swords. Strength card. Naturally, this person is very loyal with the Strength card. Again, Leo energy keeps coming out for you. Usually, this person's very loyal. They are great with self-control, self-discipline. A lot of that disaster or catastrophe from their past has made them very disciplined. It's almost like when you feel like you're prone to disaster or mistakes, you're very careful and intentional how you move to avoid that. So they have built their selves some type of discipline or loyalty. So when they're acting like this is not truly who they are. It's almost like this person is just trying to avoid any little disaster. You know when you see like spy movies where they're tiptoeing around or they're just being like very careful not to hit a laser and set off an alarm? That's this person. They are trying to make sure that you don't see the sides of them that they felt like were negative that caused a lot of disaster or chaos in their life. And they're doing it very poorly with that Seven of Swords. They should just be like this, And this is truly what someone has inside is that discipline and loyalty, but they start acting very shady. And I always say the Seven of Swords can be either someone who's shady as hell, or it can be the person who's used to dealing with shady individuals who tries to put on a mask to ward them away, but you end up becoming the shady individual. It's like when you go to a party and, maybe your purse got stolen and you've stayed away from parties for like a whole year. And then the first party that you go to, you're super on edge because you're like, someone stole my purse here last time. So you're clutching your purse. You're looking around the room. You keep eyeing the door and there's someone who's watching you doing that. And they're like, that person's shady as hell. Let me stay away from them because they look like they are going to steal purses tonight. And it's always like, you know, someone who's been abused or misused who adopts that energy to protect themselves. And I feel like this is your person, but there's so much promise in this connection. This person normally is very loyal. It feels like it's going to work out, but there's some bumps in the road in the very beginning. You're going to see that this person starts acting a little weird, and it's something to nip in the bud or just to talk about, okay? So, yeah, Pisces, in this next chapter, again, I see a lot of determination, motivation, you being number one. I see you meeting someone who is a true partner here, someone who's super reliable. I see you guys building something towards your future. I see someone who's close to you, who always cries wolf to you, is finally leaving a situation. I see you being very careful of not involving yourself in situations that don't involve you, to stay clear of that. And of course, that Mars energy, working out, setting up a new routine or ritual, being very disciplined, your sex life getting better. Okay. So all of that seems exciting, and we'll just see how it unfolds for you. This is what I have for you, Pisces. I'm wishing you guys the best next chapter. Make sure you guys like the video before you leave. Comment down below if you have something to say. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on your next reading coming out very soon. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Bye.